Hello! Today on Nezo's Bad Shop, the 3 Racing Sakura D6 GA in Purple. This particular D6 GA Purple is mine. Yes, this is that exact same car that I recently blew up the Bando belt on. I borrowed the belt from an older car of mine, a Sakura D3. Part number SAK-D333 is the same part number from the Sakura D3 for the rear belt. How about that? I have several sitting in a box somewhere, I think. Now that I have the car back up and running, I wanted to film a video with my recent tune settings. As I mentioned before, I have swapped the factory shocks for Axon's RevoShock version 2 in purple. These shocks feature pistons in the front that have 12 holes in them, and the rear pistons have 16. Fabulous! For a while I ran the factory included kit springs, which seemed to run pretty good on the RevoShock version 2 setup. After some testing, I changed the springs front and rear to Reve-D's blue, softest spring that they have. These are the non-progressive styles, so the coil of the spring is consistent all the way through the spring. Personally, I like a drift car with a soft or a super soft suspension setup, and then I like to play around with my preload settings, either through the preload collar at the top of the shock body, or using a retainer that adds more preload, whether it be 2mm, 4, or even 6mm gain. Shout out to my test driver MJ, who's currently showing us the limit of the car look. MJ reports that my tune is going very well, and he can place the car pretty much anywhere he wants. Did you notice that? He just dragged the wall with the magnetic body mount. Ooh. Hey, nice Civic, yo! Okay, let's talk settings. The front end has been modified in a couple of ways. Camber I have changed to -6. I changed the front caster to pretty much 0, as much 0 as I could get. The wheels and tires have been changed from the factory kit wheels and tires. These are Scale Dynamics 13mm offset wheels. Tires are Yokomo's P-Tile tire. I added about 1 to 2 degrees of toe out in the front overall, basically giving it a little bit of positive Ackerman. Without measuring it, I'd call it about 1.5 degrees of positive Ackerman. This is mostly because I forgot to throw it on the measuring machine before filming. However, you will notice that the lead wheel on any drift is pointing inwards more than the chase wheel. That's very important in my setups. Observe. Take a look at the lead wheel's angle as it enters this corner. Now look at it as it comes out of the corner. We switch directions, now look at the lead wheel. And again, and again. Oh, pop the wall. So for the front end, other than those things, nothing else has really been changed. The biggest difference now is with the +13 offset wheels, I can pretty much get 90-degree angle on the lead wheel, no matter which way I'm going. This has allowed me to do crazy 90-degree entries and even wild reverse style entries. For the rear end, the only thing I changed was the rear camber to -3. Active rear toe remains at the factory setting. Belt tensioner now is adjusted roughly in the middle position, due to the used borrowed belt I installed. Alright, time to make it look like an actual car. Oh yes, look at that thing lean! So, with the body installed, we will clearly see the suspension work and the lean with the hard sends. Now, this is the fun part for the test driver, as they can really show off the car's tune, and also their skills. Alright, let's talk about performance gains with the tune I've set up. At this point, I'd say the tune level is about version 2, as there is definitely more I can extract, but the car is running really nicely, and I'm very happy with it. By changing up the shocks that have more holes in the pistons and changing the springs for ones that are softer, I have gained a lot more body roll, front and back, and side to side, which is translating to traction and grip both into the corner and out of the corner. By modifying the settings in the front end of the car, as in the front steering geometry, I have gained the ability to take lead wheels up to 90 degrees, which means my entries can be easily up to 90 degrees and or make the car rotate over 90 degrees effortlessly. By changing the rear camber settings to -3, I have gained the right amount of grip slip, we'll call it, for any type of drift angle or pace I wish. The additional bonus of the suspension change in the rear end also means that the rear active toe is activated far more often. Something I definitely noticed immediately after the suspension change, but also noticed an additional gain in the level of performance with the rear active toe after the spring change. The rear differential is still the factory gear differential. I have not changed that. I do have the new idler gear transmission on order for my D6, so soon I will be installing that and possibly changing the differential, maybe to a CLSD, maybe to a ball differential, maybe I'll put in a Yokomo gear diff. We'll see. For now, the car is running very good and I'm super pleased with it. For the amount of money and time I've spent on this car so far and the performance gains noticed, this thing is a weapon. Recently, 3 Racing began releasing parts for the D6 in aluminum. Some of the upgrades that have already hit the market include the chassis plate, the shocks, and the lower arms. Personally debating whether to get some of them and test them, or just wait for when the full upper D6 model comes out. I don't know if I can wait that long because right now this car is just telling me, give me some more upgrades and I'll do more crazy things. For now, I'm going to keep driving it until this belt goes or the idler gear transmission arrives at my door. I hope this video has been helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.